On October 1, 2025, Germany officially received its first Boeing P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft out of a total of 8 on order. According to Defense Blog, the aircraft, bearing the registration number 63+01, was handed over in a ceremony at Boeing's facility in Seattle, United States. This event was more than a routine delivery. It symbolized Germany's maritime resurgence and sent a clear message that Berlin is ready to assume a greater role as a key NATO pillar in Europe. The procurement agreement began in 2021, when Germany signed a contract for 5 Poseidon units through the U.S. Foreign Military Sales Program. 2 years later, in November 2023, the German parliament approved funding for 3 additional units from the Special Defense Fund, bringing the total order to 8. As Janus reported, the additional purchase was part of Germany's sweeping modernization package following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which underscored the urgent need to upgrade its defense systems. According to Defense Industry Europe, after final inspections by Germany's procurement agency BAIMBW, the first aircraft will be stationed at Nordholz Air Base, the home of Naval Air Wing 3 Graf Zeppelin, along the center of German maritime patrol operations. For decades, Germany relied on the Lockheed Martin P-3C Orion for long-range maritime patrol. But the aging Orion fleet had become inadequate. Naval News noted that Orion's readiness levels had dropped sharply, often preventing Germany from conducting routine patrols. With Russia increasing submarine activity on the Baltic Sea and the North Atlantic, this situation posed a serious strategic risk. The arrival of the P-8A Poseidon closes that gap, denying Russia the freedom to maneuver unchallenged in Europe's critical waters. As Defense News highlighted, German naval officials described the Poseidon as a quantum leap in capability. The P-8A offers greater range, longer mission endurance, and far more advanced sensors compared to the Orion. It is not merely a replacement, but a strategic tool designed to bolster NATO's surveillance network across European waters. Thanks to its modern communication system, what the German Poseidon sees can be instantly integrated into NATO's operational data, enabling rapid responses to threats. Technically, the P-8A Poseidon is based on the Boeing 737 Next Generation, but heavily modified for military missions. Simply Flying reported that the aircraft has a top speed of about 490 knots, fuel capacity exceeding 34,000 kilograms, and endurance sufficient for extended patrols. Its primary sensors include the Raytheon AN-APY-10 maritime radar, capable of detecting both surface and coastal targets, and an acoustic system that can deploy up to 129 sonobuoys, as Defense Blog noted. The Poseidon is also equipped with the AN-AAQ-24-V DIRE-CM self-protection system and the AN-ALQ-240-V electronic warfare suite, making it resilient even against infrared-guided missiles. According to Zona Military, its armaments include Mark 54 lightweight torpedoes, depth charges, and AGM-84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles. With his arsenal, the Poseidon is not only NATO's eyes at sea, but also a fist capable of striking when needed. The presence of the Poseidon significantly narrows Russia's room for maneuver. For years, Moscow exploited Germany's limited surveillance capability to operate submarines aggressively in the Baltic and the North Atlantic. Russian subs frequently approached vital sea lanes, raising alarm among NATO allies. Now, with the Poseidon able to detect and shadow targets early, such tactics are far riskier. Russia can no longer assume its underwater operations will go unnoticed. Politically, this move reshapes Germany's image within NATO. Berlin had long been criticized for dragging their feet on defense spending. Now, with the P-8A Poseidon, Germany demonstrates real commitment to collective security. The United States, the United Kingdom, and Norway, who already operate the Poseidon, now gain a peer ally. This integration strengthens NATO's interoperability and signals clearly to Russia that Europe's sea lanes are no longer free space. For Russia, the development is deeply unsettling. Its submarine fleet, long a source of national pride, now faces tighter surveillance. In the past, infiltration routes into the Atlantic were relatively open. Today, they are closely monitored. A Russian submarine attempting to operate in the Baltic or the North Atlantic risks being tracked from the start. This fear is real. Every time a German Poseidon takes off, Moscow is reminded that NATO sensors are watching. Still, Germany faces challenges. Operating the Poseidon is expensive. Maintenance demands are high, spare parts complex, and crews require extensive training. Infrastructure such as hangars and logistics hubs must be upgraded also. Yet compared to the risk of leaving Russia unchecked, these costs are worthwhile. Strategically, the Poseidon delivers value far beyond its financial burden. At the regional level, the effects are immediate. The Baltic Sea, once dubbed Russia's lake, is now tightly monitored. The Poseidon gives Germany the ability to track Russian submarine movements in and out of their bases. The North Sea and the Atlantic are safer too, with NATO's joint patrols strengthened. Transatlantic supply routes, the lifeline of Europe's military and economic security, are now under stronger protection. Globally, Germany's move reflects a broader trend. Europe is awakening. European nations are no longer relying solely on American protection, but are building their own capacities. The Poseidon is a tangible symbol of that shift. Europe is more self-reliant while still reinforcing the transatlantic bond. For the United States, this is welcome news. The operational burden in Europe is now more evenly shared. Russia, meanwhile, finds itself increasingly cornered. The Poseidon not only enhances NATO's surveillance power, but also imposes psychological pressure. Each patrol is a reminder that its submarines can be detected at any moment. Moscow knows its underwater dominance is eroding. To retain influence, Russia may be forced to pour more money into stealth technology or expanding its nuclear submarine fleet, straining a defense budget already stretched by the war in Ukraine. In conclusion, Germany's reception of its first P-8A Poseidon is a historic milestone. As Defense Blog and Defense Knows have emphasized, this is more than fleet modernization. It is a strategic shift in Europe's maritime balance. With Poseidon, Germany strengthens NATO, closes long-standing vulnerabilities, and directly curtails Russia's freedom of movement. The key question now is whether Russia can adapt to this reality, or must accept the bitter truth that Europe's seas are firmly under NATO's watch. Every time a German Poseidon takes flight, it sounds a warning in the Kremlin that Europe's waters are no longer safe for Moscow's submarines. So, what do you think? Is this a wise strategic move by Germany to reinforce NATO, or does it merely deepen Russia's fears along its maritime borders? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe and enable notifications so you won't miss our next in-depth analysis of how modern military technology is reshaping global geopolitics.